Hey everybody, Mark here. I wanted to show you this book that I ordered. It's actually part of a volume set, and this one is titled The Book of Ezekiel in Modern Study. I hope that picture's not soft. I'm using a DJI camera here, and I think that the focal point is minimum of 3 feet, so I apologize if I'm too close. I'm at my desk. Anyway, so this one was published in 1953, and I got this because I want to learn more about Ezekiel. And this came from the John Ryan's library, I guess in England somewhere, wherever that is. And I thought I was going to learn something about Ezekiel. This is pages 146 through 184, 185, 188 of that volume set. And it's a very rare book. This little bitty thing is actually held together by string here. I removed the string so I could Xerox it or make copies of it because it hasn't been in print for a very long time. Anyway, so my problem is, once again, I got this because it was supposed to be about Ezekiel, because I wanted to get educated on Ezekiel. And what it really is, it's a criticism of other writers, other so-called researchers, and their findings, or what their claims about Israel, or about Ezekiel. And frankly, a lot of these other so-called researchers, I don't know if you can read that or not, but they've gone so far, some of these guys have gone so far as to actually say that Ezekiel never even existed. Others claim that some of the writings aren't his, they don't belong there, blah, 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 more of the same. Anyway, it's just a waste of money. It's a waste of time and money. And I'm running into this more and more often, not just with new texts, but this is an older text. And what I did get out of this, reading this, was that there are these other studies, so-called studies done by these other guys that exist out there from, gosh, the early 1900s. I think one of them was from the 1800s. But 1898, there's one. Anyway, I didn't know that there were so many studies out there about Ezekiel that basically calls the whole thing a fraud. And it's all conjecture. It's all speculation and just opinion from what I've seen. I mean, this guy quotes these other writers, these other scholars, if you want to call them scholars. Most of it's actually quoting the other scholars, and very little of it is actual text about Ezekiel. And it's not even really about Ezekiel, it's about scenarios that may or may not have existed. So this isn't really about Ezekiel, it's about other authors and their opinions and their nonsense, I would call it. So once again, junk, essentially. Here's another book I ordered. Another book that's pretty rare. And what I have found in this one, I haven't read it, the whole thing yet. I've kind of skimmed through it so far. But this one, it seems like it's more of a Catholic book. So this author also wrote these books here, The Servant of Yahuwah, or Yahweh, Jehovah, The centrality of the messianic idea for the Old Testament. Men spake from God. This is supposed to be Ezekiel the man and his message. From what I've seen so far, it's just commentary. What this guy thinks, what he thinks, blah 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 blah. I'll get more to it later, but I suspect it's more of the same. I find it just very difficult to actually find texts that contain facts and don't make claims or make things up or state things, where the author states, oh, everybody knows this, or everybody assumes that, or anybody with a brain would think this or that. I see that in a lot of texts too, and I discount the authors that do that because it dilutes everything that they bring to the table. I've even read books about the Mazareth, or whatever you call it, the calendar, where they put resources in the book and you actually follow up and you try to look up those resources and they don't go anywhere. They even don't exist. I've actually had that happen. So just give me y'all's thoughts on some of this stuff, because I'm real frustrated. Anyway, have a good Sabbath, and may y'all be blessed.